What if you woke up one day in a fantasy world and instead of becoming the hero, you became the world's biggest punching bag? Sounds fun, right? Well, welcome to ReZero, where our protagonist, Subaru Natsuki, has all the luck of a man who just tripped on a banana peel while running for his life. Oh, and did I mention he has the magical ability to die repeatedly and get sent back in time? Yeah, that's his superpower.
Really?
Forget saving the world. Subaru's biggest achievement is not getting crushed by the nearest fucking monster. If you're into watching someone face the worst possible luck for no good reason, then buckle up. It's gonna be a long, emotional, and frequently agonizing ride. So, Subaru's just minding his business, heading to the store for some snacks, cause he's not a typical hero, he's a snack lover. And bam, he gets teleported to another world? Okay, now, if this happened to me, I'd immediately assume I was going insane. But nope, Subaru's like, well, I guess I'm in a fantasy world, might as well roll with it. Yeah, because that's totally how everyone reacts when they're suddenly standing in the middle of nowhere with zero understanding of what's going on. Classic Subaru move.
What just happened?
He meets the first girl he sees, a half-elf named Emilia. And of course, Subaru's whole existence becomes about impressing her. Apparently not a single red flag can stop this guy, honestly. He literally just met her and he's already treating her like she's the last slice of pizza at a party.
I want all of you, forever.
He's ready to do anything to win her favor, even though he's basically the human equivalent of a houseplant. Good luck, buddy.
Darling, you found me.
But of course, nothing goes as planned because Subaru's life is nothing but an endless series of unfortunate events. He dies. Yeah, dies. Just in case you were thinking, maybe he gets a scratch or something. No, he dies.
No! God, please, no!
Horribly. And the worst part? It's not a one-time thing. Oh no, Subaru has this amazing ability called Return by Death, where he gets sent back in time to the moment of his death. You'd think it'd be great to reset and avoid all those deadly situations, but nope, Subaru just keeps dying over and over and over. It's like a twisted game of Groundhog Day, but with like more blood and agony.
This is the worst!
Okay, but let's take a moment to talk about Subaru. The guy whose entire character arc seems to be, how many times can I die before I go insane?
As soon as possible!
Subaru's character is the human embodiment of a kid trying to get into a cool club but having like zero social skills. You'd think someone who can die and then reset everything would be a little less obnoxious, but nope, Subaru's got all the subtlety of a sledgehammer. His entire personality revolves around how much he loves Emilia, and that's pretty much the end of his character development for the first season. He's like, I'll do anything for Emilia, and then proceeds to make everything worse. Every single time.
You suck!
Subaru's also got this odd, irrational confidence that somehow, like, never works out.
Just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you.
He thinks he's the chosen one and that his superpower will allow him to fix everything. But no, Subaru. The universe clearly has other plans for you, and it's called pain and suffering.
It is your destiny.
Every time he tries to be the hero, he ends up failing so spectacularly that you have to wonder if his return by death power is a cruel joke.
He's kidding, right?
He's like that one guy in every group project who insists he knows what's going on, but when the deadline hits, it turns out he's been Googling how to spell teamwork for the last hour. And let's not even get started on his growth. The guy starts off as pretty much the world's most self-centered idiot, and somehow, despite dying 300 times, his personality still doesn't evolve that much. His character is like the kind of person who watches a motivational YouTube video and thinks they're cured of all their flaws.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better.
Spoiler alert, they're not. So Subaru starts to try to figure out this cursed return by death ability, and guess what? Kinda nothing goes well. He dies like 5 more times, and you're just sitting there wondering how much more can this poor guy's soul handle before it gives up and just like leaves. But of course, every time he dies, the stakes get higher. It's not just random monsters anymore. He's dealing with like literal royal conspiracies, murder plots, and freaking witches. Seriously, Subaru, couldn't you have just like stayed in a cozy little inn somewhere and not gotten involved with every dangerous person in the kingdom? Apparently not.
Can't help myself.
This is where we meet some of the other characters, and things get even more absurd. First, there's Emilia, who Subaru keeps calling the Witch of Ice, or whatever.
I like your witch costume, Lisa.
She's got the whole, I'm an outcast, but I'm also so pure and so perfect thing going for her, which Subaru eats up. He's like, I'll be your knight in shining armor, but spoiler alert, Subaru is not a knight. He's not even the squire. He's more like the guy who trips over his own shoelaces while trying to impress the girl at the local cafe. Emilia's a fine character, but let's be real, she's basically Subaru's emotional crutch. If she wasn't there, the dude would probably self-destruct in about 30 seconds flat.
This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Then there's Rem, the demon maid with slightly more personality than Subaru. Wow! Rem is one of those characters that everyone wants to believe is perfect because she's the loyal one, the one who actually gets Subaru and doesn't make him feel like he's the universe's biggest idiot. Subaru doesn't deserve her, but somehow he manages to win her over because apparently loyalty is enough to disregard all of her boundaries completely. Rem's entire existence is spent cleaning up Subaru's messes, fixing his mistakes, and then getting hit in the feels when Subaru finally admits he's actually falling for someone else. Oh, and don't even get me started on that love triangle. It was like watching a tragic rom-com, but with much more death and despair. Subaru's feelings, they shift faster than a car on a racetrack. Classic. Let's quickly go over some of the supporting cast, because it's not all about Subaru. Wouldn't you believe it?
Unbelievable.
First, there's the ever so joyful Puck, the fire-throwing spirit who's mostly around for comic relief, until he's not. At first, he's like this weird father figure thing for Emilia, but let's be honest, he's mostly just a glorified pet who has a mysterious past that's only revealed at the most inconvenient times. Puck's the kind of character who might seem important, but he ends up being that person in the team who does a bunch of weird stuff in the background and gets kinda zero credit for it.
Who are you?
Then there's Beetlejuice, the insane, bug-eyed, psychotic cult leader who somehow believes Subaru is the key to some epic prophecy. Yeah, because nothing says good vibes like a guy who thinks Subaru is the chosen one when Subaru can't even choose the right flavor of ramen. Beetlejuice is the kind of villain who seems so over the top that you can't help but laugh. I mean, he's insane, he's unpredictable, and he's honestly more fun to watch than Subaru's constant whimpering. And we can't forget about the Witches cult, where every member is crazier than the last. It's like an endless parade of psychopaths who are somehow convinced that Subaru's existence is the key to their ultimate victory. Heads up, they all fail.
You suck!
And we're kinda left watching Subaru get tortured for the 100th time. Great.
Please don't do this.
Now, back to Subaru's tragic journey. The guy tries and fails to solve the kingdom's problems, but of course, his self-destructive tendencies don't stop him from always diving headfirst into danger. By the time he figures out what's going on, he's already racked up a death toll, and I'm sitting here kind of wondering, is this really what immortality is all about? Dying and getting sent back like a never-ending cycle of bullshit?
Let's go again! Let's go again!
But Subaru finally does it. I mean, he manages to get his crap together after a series of ridiculous and painful events, pulling the classic, I'm not gonna die this time move. And of course, after 100 deaths, you'd think the guy would be completely numb to the pain. But nope, he's still fighting for his dream girl, who probably doesn't even remember half of the trauma he's been through. At this point, I'm just kind of waiting for Subaru to have a mental breakdown, because it's like, I would have given up by like episode 3.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Let's talk about the animation in ReZero. Now, I'm not saying it's the best thing ever, but it certainly does the job. The animation studio behind the series, White Fox, does a pretty good job of making Subaru's suffering look kind of visually appealing, which, to be fair, is a talent. The action scenes are clean, and when it comes to darker moments, you know, the ones where Subaru dies in horrific ways, they don't shy away from making those deaths as grotesque as possible. Honestly, if you enjoy watching Subaru be obliterated in every possible way, ReZero is a feast for your eyes. The movement and detail, especially in moments of emotional intensity, really bring out the despair and hopelessness in Subaru's existence, which, I mean, is kind of the whole point, right?
Oh, it's always about you!
The themes of ReZero revolve around self-discovery, self-improvement, and facing the darkest parts of yourself. Subaru's journey reflects the human condition. We all make mistakes, we all suffer, and sometimes we feel trapped in a cycle of failure.
Maybe I am a mess, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm out of my mind.
But the key is learning from those mistakes and becoming better for them.
Everybody can change.
In that sense, the show resonates with a wide audience, especially those who have struggled with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. ReZero doesn't shy away from the darker side of life, but it also offers hope. A hope that we can all overcome our flaws if we're willing to try, even if it takes several lifetimes of trying.
I'm not giving up.
If there's one area where ReZero truly excels, it's the music. The soundtrack is absolutely incredible, and I'm not just talking about opening themes that get you kinda hyped for what feels like a generic adventure series. No, ReZero's score is packed with emotional weight, and the way it integrates with themes of death, despair, and Subaru's struggles is nothing short of brilliant.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
The use of death-themed motifs is especially poignant. Many of the tracks, like Rondo of Love and Darkness and Hymna of Despair and Atonement, evoke a sense of dread and finality. It's as if the music itself is mourning Subaru's repeated deaths, making every death sequence not just a plot device, but an emotional experience. The similarity to the Dies Irae, a famous hymn that's associated with death, helps reinforce this theme.
It's beautiful.
The soundtrack isn't just a collection of random tracks to fill the air, it's tied directly to the narrative, giving every scene where Subaru dies a deeper, more like kinda haunting resonance. So, how many seasons of this glorious emotional breakdown do we have? Well, ReZero has 3 seasons under its belt, with the first season airing in 2016. The first season is a solid introduction to Subaru's tragically repetitive existence, but it doesn't answer all the burning questions, because, why would it? Instead, it throws you into Subaru's cycle of death and rebirth, and just when you think you've had enough, it ends with a nice cliffhanger. The second season, which aired in 2020, is a bit of a continuation and expansion of the whole cycle of Subaru trying to be a hero, failing miserably, and crying. But there's more backstory, more emotional trauma, and surprise, more death.
That's enough.
Season 3 premiered in October with a 90-minute special episode. This season is divided into 2 parts, each containing 8 episodes. The first part, titled The Attack Arc, is currently airing, while the second part, known as the Counterattack Arc, original right, is scheduled to begin in February next year. The season continues to follow Subaru Natsuki's journey in a fantasy world. Will Subaru finally learn something? Probably not. Will he suffer more? Absolutely. But who knows? Maybe we'll finally get a satisfying conclusion to his tragic, death-filled journey. Or maybe the show is just gonna drag us back into the void where Subaru continuously dies for our amusement. You're gonna have to stay tuned, like Subaru, who keeps coming back for more punishment.
I liked it.
Subaru Natsuki is a deeply flawed, emotional, and often annoying character in ReZero. Initially, he appears as a try-hard loser, constantly making dumb decisions and overreacting to situations. However, his imperfections make him relatable and human. Unlike typical overpowered isekai protagonists, Subaru's growth becomes evident when he confronts his feelings of self-hatred and his insecurities in Season 1, Episode 18. This pivotal moment reveals his vulnerability and marks the beginning of his transformation, not through power, but through self-acceptance. The supporting characters like Emilia, Rem, and Beetlejuice also reveal hidden depths as the series progresses, showing that no one is as simple as they initially appear. ReZero excels in character development by peeling back the layers of its characters, making Subaru's growth and the emotional arcs of others especially rewarding and impactful.
Excellent.
Subaru's journey isn't about being a hero. It's not about him getting powerful or overcoming insurmountable odds in the traditional sense. ReZero is about failure. Repeated, endless, gut-wrenching failure.
Congratulations on your epic fail!
Subaru dies. He restarts. He makes mistakes. And he dies again. And then the cycle repeats. I mean, each time he's trying to fix the things that went wrong the last time, but it doesn't always work because, I mean, he's human. He makes the same mistakes over and over again, and it's the consistent cycle of death and rebirth that makes the series so agonizingly relatable.
I'm nervous, all right?
Life isn't about getting everything right the first try. It's about falling, getting up, and trying again. Except that Subaru falls harder than most. What sets ReZero apart from other isekai series is its approach to storytelling. The first few seasons are essentially prologues to a larger, more complex narrative. The plot isn't so much about Subaru winning, but kind of more about him just surviving. The twists, though predictable in hindsight, hit hard because they always seem to land just when Subaru has almost figured things out. But that's the beauty of it. ReZero plays on the fact that no matter how many times Subaru tries, he just can't escape the consequences of his failures. It's frustrating. I mean, it's tragic, but damn, it's compelling.
It's a bit extreme, isn't it?
So, if you like watching people break down emotionally while solving mysteries and getting slapped with existential crises, well, this show is for you. Because at the end of the day, who wouldn't want to watch someone die repeatedly for nothing more than the hope that they can fix it all? Get down and enjoy this one. Catch you next time.